guys, it's Alyssa, and I would say a long time no see, but that seems like kind of an understatement at this point. I know it's been about a year since I've posted a video, I think, on this channel, but I have my reasons for that, and I just kind of wanted to make this video to explain where the heck I've been and what's going on, and explain that I totally haven't given up on making videos. There's just been a lot going on this past year. The first thing that I want to address that has changed since the last time I made a video is the fact that I'm using different equipment now. When I was trying to make my videos before, I tried to do it on a point and shoot camera that was battery powered. And one of the huge downfalls to that, which I didn't even think of, is it eats batteries like you wouldn't believe. When I would film, I would have a lot of problems because I could only film for about a maximum of maybe between 14 and 18 minutes. But before I would have to replace the batteries, and batteries are expensive, and being that was my first time making any sort of video like that, I was nervous, so I would have to do a lot of, double takes and things like that. And, as I said, being that I was already so nervous, it was stressful knowing that I had to fit everything I wanted to say into this very short time frame and get it all perfect and get it like I wanted to and all that kind of stuff, which I'm sure we can all relate to because I know a lot of people tend to do, multiple takes for their videos and things, and, having to rephrase things if you don't like how it sounds and all that kind of a thing. So it was hard to film simply because I felt like I didn't have, enough money to put towards all the batteries and things, and also it didn't have any kind of a viewfinder, so it was kind of aimlessly trying to figure out if I was angled right and things like that. So I figured that it would be easier to come to you as I am now, which is on my laptop webcam, because I can film, for as long and as many takes as I would need to, and being that I have a 1 terabyte, hard drive, I don't have to worry about, running out of space or running out of battery power anymore. So I figured that at least while I'm still getting, getting my grip on being in front of the camera, so it takes a lot of stress off knowing that I can do this as many times as I want until I can get it, to something I'd like. And in that same vein of thinking, when I started first doing it, another thing that, kept me from doing it is that I would go in and I would edit my video so hypercritically, and I kind of lost sight of the organic experience of, this is kind of interaction within a community, and I let my perfectionist side take over, and I was really hypercritical of myself, and I think I mentioned in a prior video, I felt self-conscious because of my physical disability, and I was worried that people would see me in my wheelchair and automatically think that my disability also affected, my mental comprehension, I suppose is the best way I could put it. But for me, I've been lucky enough that my disability is, just physical. A lot of people jump to the conclusion that it must also affect my mental cognizance, and I didn't want to have to feel that kind of pressure online, I guess, because I feel it so much in, my normal day-to-day real life, I suppose. But I kind of had to remind myself that's all it is. It's just a physical disability. It doesn't define me, and it shouldn't take away from my ability to join into a community like this, because we all share the same thing, the same love of books and writing and all those lovely things. So I kind of just had to take a step back, get older, get wiser, I suppose, get more comfortable with myself. But aside from just my personal self, a lot of things were going on in my life at that time that were kind of keeping my work on the videos as not, something that was in the forefront of my thinking. I believe the last video I posted, I was either in the middle or in the very beginning of my first semester of college. And, that's always a very new transition, and it can be very busy, and things just got away from me. And I, of course, being that it's school, I wanted to put my best foot forward and all of my energy into that. So I did that, and on top of school, I was also doing some volunteer work with friends of mine that I also wanted to put, all of myself into that I could. And I can happily say that I was able to do that. And then a big change kind of hit that I wasn't expecting. Me and my family had to move. And, that was a big change because we had been living there for 10 years. And, I had made all my friends there and all that kind of a thing. So definitely the second that I found that out, I then wanted to put all my energy into, enjoying my last bit of time in the place that I consider to be my true home, essentially, and with all my friends. Then when we did finally make the big move, it was, obviously a big transition, and we moved twice in the last 10 months, and so it seems like whenever things would start to settle down, at least for the past year or so, they would just kind of pick right back up again, and it was kind of hard to get relaxed and get comfortable and bring myself back into the idea of, being able to do things for fun and really kind of enjoying that aspect of life. But so it's all been a pretty big adjustment, but I feel like I can finally, put my head forward. I'm here for the same reason we're all here, for the love of reading and writing, and as I said before, all those kind of wonderful artistic things. And I don't want to let my nervousness get in the way of putting my opinion out there and putting myself out into this wonderful community and being part of it. Because even though, of course, I haven't been making videos, I've still been actively watching, so I've still felt like I'm part, but kind of, hanging out in the shadow. I just kind of wanted to reopen this channel, I suppose, if you want to put it that way. If there's one thing I've gathered from, not only life experience, but of course booktube advice videos for, new people starting out, is just to be yourself. And that's exactly what I want to do. And I think that, when I first started with those first few videos, I felt like I was trying to kind of fit into what I'd seen other people doing, and I felt nervous because I was like, well, maybe I don't read as fast as everybody else, maybe I won't be able to get as many reviews up or do videos as often, because I'm still at the point where I only feel comfortable doing videos when I'm, in alone or, somewhat isolated, so it can still feel kind of like a personal thing. I'm still shy and very nervous, so I'm sure you can tell. But, you know, I was worried. I was like, do I read fast enough? You know, a lot of people have, you know, so many books, and I just have my, you know, my one, you know, big tall bookshelf, which you can kind of see behind me there. Maybe that'll be a video I do. Maybe I'll try to do some form of a bookshelf tour or something. But I was worried, you know, that maybe my collection wasn't big enough. Maybe I don't buy enough. Maybe I don't read fast enough. But I had to remember and take a step back that when you make a YouTube channel, it's to make it yours and to put the content that you want out there, and maybe, you know, it won't be the exact same as everybody else, but then, you know, thinking about it as cliche as it sounds, you know, if all of our channels were exactly the same and consisted of, you know, exactly the same content, then it wouldn't be unique and it wouldn't be fun to watch, because you watch it for the people and you watch it for the love of the books. And I just want to be part of that, so let me preemptively kind of apologize or make a side note that I'm sorry if I read slow. I'm sorry that if I don't post enough reviews or, you know, do, you know, big huge book hauls like everybody else. But I hope that, you know, you'll still enjoy watching these videos. I just thought this was a really important first step to take, and I wanted to get out there, and I wanted to not be afraid, and I wanted to just be Alyssa. And so I hope that you'll watch and that you'll subscribe and that you'll like what you see. And I'm currently reading a collection of poetry anthologies, so I was thinking that maybe when I finish, you know, I could do some kind of collective review, because I'm currently really loving all the stuff that I'm reading, so I would love an excuse to gush about what I'm loving, and that's what this channel is all about. So maybe the next video I post will be a collective review, but who knows? I guess we'll just see as we go along. And please let me know down in the comments how you felt when you first joined, you know, the BookTube community or just YouTube in general. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video I post. Bye!